No need to be Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here, I understand. I'm as for right now, as for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be
What?
a rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child?
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking. So I decided to... If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would... Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my... You're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been... If you're willing, why don't you... Of course. Let's go. I'll take you... We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome! Thanks!
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house...
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
Linny! We're finally here! The supplies.
Brought them with me? Yep. Hello?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once.
Oh, it's all right! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were there. Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a... I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pan. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, no! Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and... Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, come on! We insist! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison, huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth! He's super good at it!
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand. I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects.
But those are the best things we can give you. Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone...
All right, Fold, Selwar. I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really? Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts...
Well, we'll talk to you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Bye! Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Filio, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two?
Allow me to introduce you.
Oh,
You're the famous duo. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've...
Of course! We're making our way all...
Oh.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently?
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be
Oh, and there... After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal...
I heard that.
Oh!
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others. Yeah.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now. I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the
Well, that's it for the supplies.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going... You're right. Oh, Linny's getting
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far? Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. Well, I should probably get cooking. Want?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Huh? Fremine? What are you doing here?
Fremine! Nice to see you!
Oh, you too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you... Were you looking for something just now, Fremine?
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and water.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like... Tell me what's going on.
Maybe it'll be...
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face.
Just...
you're back! Oh,
Hello, my name...
hi, Linny. You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy?
It's nice. Does that name ring any...
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on... She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for.
No, I haven't told anyone.
For how long?
About...
So ever since we got to Poisson, then?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If you know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you...
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He was... That night, while I was sleeping, that feeling of being haunted, of...
So what you're saying is...
Unless there are other spirits... If Clairvy were our but she's been living with us. I couldn't just...
So what's your plan? Come with me.
Those two sure care a lot about each other. Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was... No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house.
I'm sorry, Linny. I really did...
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I...
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond... Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related.
Linny...
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you. You and Lynette are the most...
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated between Linny and Fremen. Oh, hey, you two! Hope... Oh, wait a... Well, we're all friends.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests...
What are you getting at?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. I... just... Thank you.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is... That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time... She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems...
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so...
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay...
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, if you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father.
You're not. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. Let's.
I'm full. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for...
Does she know that she...
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess...
Clairvy, if you've got some time,
Sure. Oh, another new friend.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the house?
Huh? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never...
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people... Wait, does that...
Is there anyone that can vouch?
Perry, she's my best friend.
Have either of you heard of that name?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy. Perry. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Maybe... It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candle.
To go outside, where the sun can find... That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough. The darkness in the house runs deep...
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy... Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on every...
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family... Let me think.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract him.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need... If the worst-case scenario happens and we're you too. I really hope this goes...
Boring. Is there anything else more interesting to do?
one with nature.
It's the knave! And... child! Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Oh, it's you two. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So?
What sort of unfinished business are we—
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without—
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting—
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the house, and that's good, because it looks like I really do have to—
Project Stu.
Yeah, that's the one. Helping Linny and the others—
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezh—
one I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're—
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
We just... right! We're super close to Linny and the others.
Is that so? Introduction?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn of—
Good question.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard. Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait, did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? Why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontainian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, well, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that—
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit—
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya
Okay. Well, would you, Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining.
I like the—
We should probably get going too.
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Time to scout.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... Well, we could always try pushing her into it. Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a look. Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get...
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade. Oh, yikes. That our rare guy has a huge scar on his face.
Ah.
Did he...
Well, I asked if there was some. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work.
Wait, so that means...
It may seem cruel, but it's just betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find any? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past. Times when...
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very...
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered... Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rule, people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't...
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others... I can't say for sure.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. She's told me...
And they just believed all...
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for.
This...
Whoa. What's this Project Stuja?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the I only know what Father is... Because the House of the Hearth was so successful and...
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of... It's just that... we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan... it's an honor in name only.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside...
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought.
We can only focus on one situation at a time.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. Well, Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't. Hey, you don't think the knave will... She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Trust his effort. Look! Look over there! Quick! Let's catch up with her before anyone sees... Over there! Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! She stopped! Clairvy! Shh. I opened the window while no one was... Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? Please, help us get on the... Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough. You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross. I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother. Mother? But she doesn't deserve that title. She's just... If only Perry were here, she'd understand. Perry? Also, Paimon's getting... It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually... Well, in any case, it seems like she looks so young. It's getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go... But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. We should really go talk to Mother. But we just fought. She doesn't want to see me. And what should I do? Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night, and we met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had... We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one.
Secret experiment? Could...
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking...
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is... The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but... Paimon...
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. All right, let's get to it.
More speed.
Into the wind!
Ah, it's you two again. I must say. Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to observe. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on
Us? Distract you?
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't worry, I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheme. Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along.
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon, okay, then we probably...
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on
I assume you're referring to Linny, Lynette, and... Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite... No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the...
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives?
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting... Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guest, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it.
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would... Well, time to go. It's been a while, monsieur. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed although if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the note. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding... It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing. Not all rivers.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all—
I seem to recall there being a
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my—
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might— Of course, if you accept—
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy.
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
So, what exactly were you talking about? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large—
You really want to know?
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Oh, shoot. Are you all— Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking well.
Oh, you don't have to give us any—
Please, I want to. It's my fault.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with Mora, it's just—
I'll take 3 papers. Here.
Oh! Thank you for your— If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a—
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson and...
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious.
Wait, why are you being so...
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things. The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far. Wonderful. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the
Okay, sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. It was before I became a Harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed—
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that—
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Tevat. But as for how to raise them, that Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as— It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing—
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother. To prove, Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already— Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of...
Wait, the friend?
Friend, huh? Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least, despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy, there may have been a certain knife, even with her body racked with pain.
Oh no.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person? Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimagined... Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruere could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained. Precisely. Death was the only... It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruere. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fear from that moment on. Peruere's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense she was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you...
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared. The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Peruere won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
I left that name behind long ago. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth, and that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something... You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable, but other times she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen. Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite but. No matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate—
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least—
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rule.
Is this really what you want?
Whatever, could you meet?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Well, I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time.
Here they are, Father.
Oh, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that, Lenny?
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not! You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to just...
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on.
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're...
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all...
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be... If this were any other...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz, we...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should the...
All those who betray the house.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others, we all come from broke, but the truth is, None of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family. So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Lin...
An order once given cannot... However, given the extent of your determination...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must... However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait.
Impossible. Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we... If they lose those...
Don't you want to say a proper good...
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorry.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less. And you may...
Stabilize!
Is it my turn now?
Order guide you.
As one with wind and cloud.
Power music.
And voila!
Beg for mercy.
Solidify!
Is it my turn now? With these rising flames!
Clouds high.
Hang in there!
Closer now. Power music. With these rising flames!
If I really have to draw my blade.
Now that's lucky.
Stabilize!
Wind strider. As one with wind and cloud.
And voila! It's my turn. Vengeance will be mine. Crush!
This shall be...
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Spare your energy. Running is of
Solidify.
little use.
Over here!
Gather! We'll have order!
Beg for mercy.
If I really have to draw my blade. Then...
Shut up. My turn now.
Stabilize!
Watch out for Father's movements!
Beg for mercy.
One with wind and cloud.
Gather!
Wind strider.
Crush! The countdown has begun.
Over here!
Fly tangled in a web.
Solidify!
With these rising flames.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Try to pace yourself.
Beg for mercy. Spare your energy. Running is of little use. Crush! Flood of frost! Now's our chance! Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
This is order!
Is it my turn now?
Over here!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use. been seared away. My blade is all that remains.
Let the world come alive!
Shut up!
Wind Strider!
Crush! Beg for mercy.
Falling leaves, adorn my night!
Now's our chance!
Over here!
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains.
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
Solidify! Yeah!
Beg for mercy.
Now's our chance!
Over here!
Your punishment made manifest.
The Shelby...
Wind Strider!
Shut up!
Gather!
Vengeance will be mine.
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
Sundown is only the beginning. You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon. I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them.
Wonderful. Then,
Bottled flame?
indeed, they're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. If you can withstand the pain, when you awake, you'll have forgotten in other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house. Memory is a mysterious thing in...
So, you're just letting...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no.
Even so... I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow...
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really...
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lemmy.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time. You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little! Look, she's that speechless! Huh? That's it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened. Plus, can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying at first. Later on, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really... but somehow, I still think I understand. If I could do it all...
Is that so? But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's... It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. Of course,
That's more than enough, you know, Perry? I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really? Of course! You know, I used to dream of playing the lute while... Ah, that's where Mora comes from. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, those yokai you mentioned, what do they... I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. I was always at the The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime. Oh no. Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around. How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallare. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya, but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been
And you?
Thank you for giving us that choice. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow I must admit, I'm rather surprised. You're brave. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all... I'm not deserved...
You're wrong. In my opinion, we may have different ideas, even without that strength.
Father...
No one knows if reaching a certain strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their conviction.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to the road ahead is not an...
You've done so much for me, Father. Protecting my family at all...
Then you're welcome to stay. Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is at present. Our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, no matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both...
Tea parties.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering at the Hotel Booth d'été? Oh, Paimon wonders how they're doing. Maybe we should go check on them. Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better. What about you? Are you feeling all right?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Oh, and I wanted to... Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check...
Wait, what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of... When I joined, though, the experiment she valued... A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people...
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for... If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't, we may have argued.
Whether the path so I wanted to...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course.
Our filial...
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the...
Fresh fruits, sweeter than syrup.